Hey Aaron, have you ever had anybody out there surfing the web in incognito mode, thinking that everything they do is completely secure?
Yeah, there was this one guy, Landon. He thought he was good, and then the FBI showed up.
Everybody thinks they can surf the web in incognito mode and not get caught. But that's not what incognito's been for, and that's not what it's used for, and that's not what it is.
And most people, they assume they know what it is. All the way back in 2020, we actually saw a Google class action lawsuit that resulted in the fact that people were suing Google because they thought the privacy mode was protecting them on the web, when in fact it's really just a local protection method. Let's dive into this.
Let's do it. So going back to incognito mode was first introduced in 2005.
By Safari, and then later introduced in Chrome and Firefox in 2008.
So the original purpose of incognito mode, just to throw a little more history out there, for Italian, that means unknown identity. And that's about what it was used for, is unknown identity or the interpretation of it. But that's not actually what it was.
Its purpose actually was created for shopping, buying gifts for your loved ones, or online baking when you're using a shared computer, so that your credentials aren't actually shared out or left behind on the machine when you're done.
Exactly. Cookies. That's the one thing I was looking for. Caching websites you went to. So if you're buying Christmas gifts and you went to a website, your significant other, your kids, family members, they wouldn't know where you went to shop. And then if you used your credit card information and went to your banks, the whole purpose was just to not leave a trail of where you went.
But over time, people have come to understand incognito mode to be protecting you from anything from your ISP to the FBI to just anything you're surfing on the web where you're suddenly anonymous, which isn't the case.
That's what people thought. People thought they could take it one step further, and other than just not having cookies cached on your computer, they thought they could go out, buy things, look for random illegal stuff, and be completely safe. With that not being the case, your system admin with your layer 3 router, it still tracks every website you go to. Your system admin, if you're in a business, they're still going to see everywhere you go. Your ISP, your internet service provider,
even home routers anymore.
Even some of your more expensive, nice home routers are still going to track everywhere you go.
Yeah. If you're really looking for protection methods, we can get into that in another episode. For now, we're just going to dive into the idea of what you should be using it and how you should be using it. As Landon said, really it's a local method to protect your loved ones or that from seeing what your shared details are, or if you're shopping for a gift. It's not a method to go out and do a contract hit or to take and buy illegal drugs. We've heard people that think they can search the dark side of the web or the dark web and be safe in that matter, and it's not the case.
It is absolutely not the case. People who are under the misconception that by going in incognito mode, everything you do is 100% hidden. Malwares, viruses, links that you click on. If you're out there shopping and you click on a link, your computer is not protected. You are not protected. If you're giving out personal information while shopping in incognito mode, everything you give out, bank statements, bank stuff, it can still be traced. It can still be seen. Any links you click on will still take you somewhere else. It just won't be tracked on your computer.
Yeah, essentially alluding back to the public spaces, the benefits of incognito mode really rely upon the idea that when you close that Windows session, it's going to delete those cookies and cache passwords that you did log in with, but it didn't change anything about how they were transmitted over the web. Your banking information, as Landon said, still traversed the network. So if the network that you're on is insecure, you're putting yourself at risk. If you're dealing with any company over the web, you may have an ad that pops up and they're collecting your information as well. They're still seeing that on the other side. It's literally a local protection method.
With that being said, a good time to absolutely use incognito mode, if you're on a public or shared computer, you go to the library, you go to any public space out there, hotels, any lobby that, any computer that anybody else touches, incognito mode absolutely is a great idea. That way you don't stop and think about, oh man, do I have to go to the history? Do I have to clear my browser history? You know, if you don't have access, if it's a quick kiosk mode, yes, they delete things, but being in the incognito mode gives you that one extra layer of protection on a shared computer. Little extra peace of mind.
Some other people may use it for bypassing paywalls. It's not always successful in that, but maybe you have a news website that you want to look at that gives you so many free articles. It's another use for it. You can take and log into incognito mode because it hides some of that local cookie data. It might refresh it for that moment and give you that chance to read that article you're looking for. As Landon alluded to in public spaces, the big one's hotels, right? Hotel lobbies. You sit down in there because you're just traveling. Go into incognito mode, at least it's a small line of protection, but always remember you're on a public network at that point in time and your data is not protected as it transits across the network.
One other thing to add is from an IT standpoint, one things that we use it for that most people probably don't use it for is getting into other people's accounts. Let's say I want to act as somebody else. I'm logging in, so I'm not caching your credentials. You come to your IT admin, you're like, hey, I need to reset my Microsoft password. I'm going to open it in incognito mode, say, hey, let's go ahead, let's reset your passwords. That way, all your information is not saved on my computer from an admin side of things.
Another use is when we're testing stuff. So as I develop different parts of a website, if I need to test a login or I need to test a functionality that relies upon a cached ID, if I go into incognito mode, I can pretend to be another user. I can do so without having to clear my cookies between every single test. And I can do so ensuring that I'm getting a good test as I do it.
Well, I think we've done a pretty good job on touching on most of the history, what it is not, and what it is used for. You got anything else you want to add before the end of this?
Yeah, here's a final fun fact. IE8, which of course has been replaced by Edge, was actually the last one to the party of the big major browsers. It actually introduced private browsing, or in private, in 2009. Of course, any of the other browsers, the Operas, the DuckDuckGos, came after the fact of that as well. But as always, if you got comments, you want to like, subscribe, just let us know in the comments below and what you'd like to see next.
I'd like to thank you all for joining in. Hope to see you next time.
Thank you.